Well, hello Aries, it's Viv from Wisdom Released, and welcome to your week ahead reading for Monday the 25th of June through to July the 1st. I'm using Lo Scarabeo Tarot, and I'm going to be pulling 8 cards. So the first one being the central theme, and then one card for every day, Monday through Sunday. I have shuffled already. I will shuffle a little bit more. Cut the deck and then I'll pull the cards. The feeling I got while I was shuffling before was that this won't be true for all of you, but for some of you, you have a lot on your plate at the moment. There's a lot for you to be dealing with. Central card, Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups, Knave of Wands, Knight of Swords, the Stars, Ten of Wands, Seven of Cups, and the Nine of Cups. So there I was talking about a lot on your plate and a sense of burden, and the Ten of Wands has come up. So anyway, we'll get to that in due course. So the overall theme for the week is inspiration and flexibility. So this is inspired action. This is really connecting with what it is that you want and what you feel that you have to do. This is inspiration that strikes from the universe, from the intelligence there is behind life, and this could happen at any time. It generally happens when we're not thinking about stuff. So it generally happens when we're feeling much more relaxed. We might be out in nature, we might be having a shower or a bath, we might be having a massage, or we might be just having a cup of tea and watching our favourite programme on TV, and then bang, something occurs to us and we know that's what we need to do. So be on the lookout for that this week, Aries. There's opportunity for inspiration to come through, and to be flexible about that as well, to maybe try something that you haven't tried before, maybe approach something in a slightly different way. Monday is also about new beginnings, first day of the week, but here we have a day for compassion, a day for new love, a day for our feelings to be overflowing. It's a day for starting something that we're passionate about and taking that inspired action, but it has to be really fulfilling, something that's really going to fill our cup, not something that we feel half-hearted about. It's it's got to be worth it. So it could be a day where we meet somebody brand new, where we hear from somebody that we've wanted to hear from, that we bump into Mr. or Miss Perfect, and there is a spark of attraction there. There is potential here, potential for something really, really lovely, and something that inspires us to begin on Monday. However, Tuesday, we feel a bit overloaded. We feel, like I was saying at the beginning there, we feel like we've got a lot on our plates. It's not that we can't deal with it, it's not that we can't cope with it, but we just wish we didn't have to deal with so much. It feels like it's weighing us down, and there's a long way to go. Maybe yesterday, and by yesterday I mean Monday, maybe Monday's energy, when we start something, when we think about starting something, we very often think about the end at the same time, what it would look like when it's completed, when it's successful, when it's come into the world. and sometimes the road between the beginning and the end point feels overwhelming. It just looks like it's too long a distance, and we have no idea how we're going to get from there to here. And sometimes, if we're not careful, this can really put us off from taking inspired action, from taking the next step, because we can just feel overwhelmed if we're looking at the entire journey, the entire project, or what we need to go through to get the relationship of our dreams. You know, all of the dating, all of the kissing frogs or frogettes. It's just like, oh, do I really want to be doing that? Oh, it's just, you know, why can't things be easy? Why can't things just happen overnight? It's just, you know. But as it says in The Way of the Peaceful Warrior, you know, it's not the destination, it's the journey. And if we're looking at the end point all the time, all the bits in between can really feel overwhelming and too much to cope with. But hey, all we need to do is take it a day at a time. The only time we have is now. So Wednesday has us feeling a little bit more optimistic. It has us a bit back to your old fiery self, your optimistic, enthusiastic self, and you are back to taking steps in the right direction with enthusiasm. You are following up on this inspired action. Yes, you see that there's a way to go, but you have your eyes firmly fixed on the horizon there, and there's something better waiting for you out there. Thursday has you considering your options, Aries. You're looking at each of these different cups, and it may be that you're considering what step to take next. It may be that you're considering who to take that next step with. It could be that you're considering job offers. It could be that you are considering romantic offers. You are taking a moment to step back and really connect with what it is that you want. The overall theme of this week is about taking inspired action, but it would be wise to consider your options first, rather than racing in. I'm just looking at the next card that's coming up here. The next card for this is Thursday, and the card that's coming up for Friday is the Knight of Swords, and this to me is about being incisive. But it's also about rushing in. I mean, he's the knight on the knight's on the back of the hawk there, and there's a feeling of going at it just a bit too hard and being a bit too full on. So the overall theme of the week is inspired action. It's not sort of like banging it over the head with a what do I want to say? You know, hitting it too hard over the head with a hammer. You know, being too forceful, putting too much effort into trying to get a particular result. You know, it's clear that you want something to happen, but you can't force it, Aries. You have to give it time and space to breathe and to let things unfold and to let things happen of their own accord as well. You can do your part, but be careful you're not overdoing it. Saturday is about celebrating your independence. So maybe you decide not to go ahead with a relationship. Maybe you decide to leave a relationship. It could be romantic, it could be professional. But Saturday has you really appreciating who you really are at your core. It's not that you are considering options here, it's that you have considered options, and you are feeling satisfied, not in a conceited way, but you're feeling secure, very well placed. You're feeling very happy with yourself where you are at the moment. And that feeling also carries over, extends into the rest of the weekend, into Sunday. There is it seems like you're there's a feeling of optimism and hope around you. There's a feeling of being open to potential, of not forcing things, you know, of being of allowing yourself to go and be in sync with the timing of the universe, and for things to happen naturally rather than using too much force. So there's a real sense of things coming together with this card, you know, different forces, different things mixing together and creating something else, creating something new. The figure there, I said this for another sign as well, she's I'm drawn to her foot being in the water. It feels like she's made a move, it feels like she's been inspired and she's taken some action and she's been rewarded for it. She's gaining in confidence, even though she might feel a little bit vulnerable. She's encouraged to carry on being inspired, taking inspired action, and seeing what comes of it. So there we are, Aries. Those are your messages for the week. I hope they resonated. I hope you found them useful. I will be back again next time with another reading for the first week in July, and I really do hope you'll join me then. Until then, take care.